We are live. What's happening, Crypto Farm and Futureverse friends? Welcome back to another stream about the Futureverse. All things open metaverse, what we're into, what we've been updated on, and what's to come. A little bit of news and speculation mixed in. Apologies for no stream in the last 2 weeks. We've been extremely busy, from testing Silo nodes to figuring out React Native and how we can work to build on the Silo smart wallets with experiences and hopefully build on Root in the future as well. So we're going to dig on that at the end, how we can use a bit of AI and the tools in a bit of a loop, especially with the brains. So towards the back end of the video, I'm going to be doing a little test with ChatGPT and how it can help us build on the Silo smart wallets and build a Silo experience using ChatGPT. But we're going to always have in mind that we want to be using a brain. As soon as a brain's capable of being a chatbot, as soon as a brain's capable of being a coding assistant with us, we will be using an ASM brain. But for today, I just want to show people that AI is available. It can get you started on being able to develop in the Web3 space, Silo experiences and whatnot. So we're going to close on that. What is happening? Chris, CryptoPunk, he can't make it. He's in Scotland. No danger, mate. We know you're awake. We know you're awake. Appreciate you tuning in. So you enjoy yourself, fam. You have a great weekend away, mate. But yeah, towards the end of the video, we will be jumping into Silo experiences, how to get started on one. Maybe not even how to get started, just understand better how you're going to get started, because it can be extremely daunting for someone who's not into coding. So let's shout out all the news and get through it rapid. The Mythrium Buzzies, mate. I'm going to just take a sip of my drink and calm down a bit, because these are absolutely bad, man. They're absolutely incredible. We've got multiple different kinds. There's no point in even looking at them on that post. If we come to Fluff World, not only the incredible, but the traits that are appearing. Let me just hang the one trait, the leg bag, the FTL drive. Like, regardless of all the rest, like, we could just speculate all night right now about Buzzies having FTL drive components. I mean, like, forget the rest. The Necro, Buzzycon, and Flax, Leaf, Green, Sand. I mean, there's Dr. there. Ooze. Ooh, Walker World, Freebase. Love it. Shroom, Poison, Mythrium Shard. They all could mean anything. But FTL drive component means one thing. That Buzzy's going faster than light, baby. Some of the wings on these and the aesthetic, there's more. They've actually said on the Twitter, and they're not lying, there's more variety in this one type than there is across most projects put together. Look at the tail of that bad boy. I mean, damn. We've got a little bit of insight into what they're building as well, which is pretty good. Let me just fly over to the inbox. Shout out to Metablocks. It's throwing this down about upcoming AI and whatnot, 3D modeling, and literally asked the question. They've got some leaks for us to compare with what Futureverse is doing as compared to all these little models here. A chair, a boot, a cake, another chair. And he drops that bad boy. Castle apparently made by the Buzzer. We have this one on the phone, but we'll be sharing a lot more detail about our next set of integrated content generated AI later this month when I speak at the Morgan Stanley China Summit. Keep an eye out for that, because we can expect some alpha leak drops and to get some really, really good information. So if you haven't got a Mythrium Buzzer and you want one, go and check them out. Ain't cheap, bruh. They ain't cheap, but my days, it is some of the best looking assets out there. Even the backgrounds. Even some of the backgrounds on these are just like absolutely incredible. This asset is fantastic. I wanted to give a shout out to I can't remember, I'm forgetting the name, DNA Block. These little videos have been whacking out here. Let me just knock the thing on that. These little videos are absolutely incredible. They're great. Seeing the fluffs in the cinematic versions like this. So they've got hold of the FBX file. They've got their own little tech stack. It's text to animate. don't ask me how much text and how complicated and complex the prompt has to be to produce this type of animation, because we could split the animation into many different things, from the fluffs actually dancing and their animated moves, to the stones going, to the animation of the UFO, to the animate, like there's the trainer coming back down, it tumbling is a little animation. But that's like a great little video. They released loads of them, links in the description. Like we say, it's a tech stack, so they're basically adding the FBX files. So this is something we're going to be able to use eventually. They're alpha testing it. There's a link for that in the description as well. That's basically the replicant alpha waiting list. So fill out your details, give them your age. There's a little bit of technical information to fill out to make sure that you can run the software. But this is testing the AI to do this kind of animation that we've just seen with your assets that you've got. You own the FBX to your assets. There's no reason you can't apply for this alpha. Get into it. Hopefully, fingers crossed if you do. I've asked for a little bit of cheeky permission, and you'll come to this user interface. You'll upload your FBX, and you can start making some videos like these guys are. And as you can see, like, no one's going to lie that these are fantastic quality videos with our assets. The assets being the cinematic versions. I'm not sure if ours are yet. I don't want to fluff, but I've got a bear and a few others. Let me know in the comments. Good evening, Kevin. Have you got your cinematic fluffs yet? Because if you have, you can legitimately make content like this off the bat the minute you get on DNA's replica tech stack. To create at the speed of thought, easy to use 3D virtual production platform is a one-stop tool for... I mean, it's literally just your idea into production-ready content. That's like... takes you back a little bit, doesn't it? Because a few months ago when ChatGPT first arrived and we got like text-to-language tools and the modal AI, it just blew up. Bam. A lot of people still thought we was several years away from any sort of text to 3D, text to model, text to anything higher than chat AI. And it's just clearly not the case. It's coming so fast. ChatGPT got hundreds of millions. I think it was 100 in weeks, if not days. When these types of stacks start releasing, when they're literally directly in contact with something that can render the animation, render the game, and publish it for people, it's going to be... I can't think I find words for it. I can't find words for it. It's going to change the game beyond what many people can believe. So joining the alpha allows you to stay at the forefront of that. It allows you to test it. Highly recommend people just fill it out, especially if you pass the requirements, just to see if you can get in on it, because it's next level, and it's these tools that we've been being told about. These tools we want to utilize to be able to get involved in the creating. Early tools are just APIs and software development kits that most people don't understand, and we can even use AI to get to use that, as we're going to see very shortly with the silo experiences. And ChatGPT, we're going to see if it could potentially help us get started understanding how to set up a silo experience without being a coder. So on to the Walker Weekly. Walker World's just looking bad, man. It's looking better all the time. Every little clip that comes out. I'm sure any Walker World fan won't mind having this location as their little plot of land. Let's knock that volume down. The aesthetic of Walker World is just fantastic. Can't praise it enough. The foliage, the rocks, even the water now. Got rivers in. Photorealistic. It's photorealistic, and again, I can't credit and applaud the Walker team enough, because it's a fantastic landscape. Absolutely 100% one of the best I've seen in Web3. So continuous... Oh, we had a little thing there. We now have rivers in our grasslands map. Picture this. You mint a land plot and discover a scenic river flowing through it. What lies beneath the surface? What treasures might you find that could be of use in the bustling Walker World marketplace? Ooh. Ooze. mining ooze in your river like it's gold. Got ooze nuggets. Ooze nuggets in the river and sieve it out. Get your seekers working. Continuous work on the user interface mini-map with degrees. And the mobile walker-talker. Interesting. The river's complete and integrated into Grasslands area. Designing functionality around outposts. And how mining for rare resources in high-risk, high-reward areas can prevent raid attacks. Interesting. Interesting. Sounds like you can be raided, guys, but there's certain things you can do to prevent the raids if you mining resources in high risk, high reward areas, for instance, can potentially prevent raid attacks. That is fascinating. Mornings, one drop. What's happening, mate? This is this week's Walker Weekly we are flying through. They're considering designing a Walker. Oh my days, yes, they're considering this. I love pets. Can you tell in games? I love pets, man. Can't help so. I hope it's an active pet, interactive pet that can actually do bits. A walker pet that needs to be fed in order to follow the player around on player-owned lands. Scout drone and harvester iteration work should be ready within 1 week. So initially sounds like a pet that will be on your own lands, but who knows, in the future maybe expands to a pet that can come on adventures with you and even help you out as an active companion / NPC. Ooh, give that pet a brain and let him get learning. Oh yes. Finishing the overview of the game design light paper to present to investors. Interesting call with a very well-known person in the Web3 space who is looking to join Walker World as a valuable advisor. Nice, fingers crossed. The lore. I mean, they've been great with the lore, and they're continuing with the bite-sized content and fleshing out Wicket on Notion to eventually become publicly available. Absolutely fantastic. The only thing that I would like to see on top of the lore they introduced in Twitter is some lore base in the staking. Little click to game missions would be nice for that tiny little bit of ooze, so people can go on daily and just feel like if they click, get a bit of lore with a little bit of ooze on the side, and click, bit of lore, and then they can go out and tell the community the rest of that lore. That brings other people in. Click, lore. It's traffic, it's awareness, it builds the brands out. Love to see a little bit of that moving forward. Excited about the Seeker dashboard. We're hoping we'll get a little bit of that from the Seeker dashboard. They're hosting a huge giveaway raffle very, very soon. That is in a matter of days. 6 days away, May the 12th. For all Walker World assets that have been staked, 50 plus NFTs to raffle. So if you've got Walker World assets staked, you are in a huge giveaway. And the grand prize is a whole Walker World squad. Plus we're giving away some ooze. You don't want to miss this. And giving away a full squad, bruh. Now that sounds like squad as in squad older, so 3 males, 3 females, the 3 weapons, and you're then a squad member. Get on that stuff. Get staking your walkers, join in. It is Walker World Game now, innit? That is not in the description. Walker World Game. Walkerworld.io, Walkerworld Staking. Get your assets staked and join in the fun, baby. Because it's happening. They're just giving away all the time. And more of that in the spirit of resources. We're giving away a Seeker. Usual dance. Like and tweet. The first video. Like all tweets in the Walker Weekly now. Ooh, that's a new one. We've been away 2 weeks. We didn't really realise that last week. Might not have actually been in last week's. Like all tweets now. So like all tweets in the Walker Weekly. Retweet the first video and tag 3 friends you'd want to go fishing with. For fun, what are some interesting finds that could lurk beneath the waters? What could lurk beneath the waters? Interesting. Could add that to the Seeker missions. Give me some Seeker missions where I send me Seeker to the grassland and I find out what's in the waters. Great to speculate, but give me some of that lore, baby. Give me some of that extra lore. Please note that the Seeker chosen for the prize may not be this exact one. So, might be a better one. Might be a not so good one. It's all subjective, depending on what they're carrying, depending on what you already own. At the end of the day, it's a free Seeker, which is fantastic. Moving on to Atom, in recent weeks they have released the Goblin Tech Garage. If you have a Goblin card, Goblin Atom card, and are signed into your wallet, which we are, choose experience, you can now choose which experience. So there's multiple links on that one then. That was coming up to try and take me somewhere else to summon a Goblin. I think they've got like literally a link to the Goblin mint page there. Start exploring. So this is going to happen pretty soon. I mean, this is looking sharp now. That car looks great. Schiller was on it the other day during his stream. Getting that car out, love it. Love it. Looks epic. Looks epic. We've now got the Goblin Jeep. You can see the back of it. The Goblin Jeep's in there. So if you've got a Goblin Tech card, this is the Goblin Garage. Gods and Goblins. It's got a DeLorean here. Or DeLorean variant. Car claim coming soon. I feel like this is quite soon. But yeah, if you've got Goblin Tech card, get yourself in there, have a little look around, and no doubt that the other spaces will be opening up very soon. So you've got Jenny Bryan space, Next Legend space, and TMC all coming soon. It's all about to blow up, baby. It is legitimately all about to blow up, especially regarding the games and stuff. Let's have a little dabble at ChatGPT. So imagine this is the brain now. It's the brain chatbot. It's what we're going to do in the future. I mean, I've been doing a little bit of XRP NFT Access app. Did a little bit myself. It's basically just Ripple Java, Ripple Live. Without your own server, it's not going to be quite as easy as what it potentially is with Silo. So we've got the Swag Store as an example of an e-commerce website that uses a Shopify API. For order management, the store allows users to pay for items in the shop using crypto. Centrapay integrates with payment terminal points of sale, shopping carts, and unattended systems to enable everyday use of digital assets, including Bitcoin and Ethereum. With the Centrapay Silo experience, Silo users can spend their crypto in the real world. And then Crypto Tracker, and want to build a Silo experience? Well, obviously, loads of us would like to build a Silo experience. We want to build a Silo experience, a root experience. So bear in mind, root white paper drops soon. The root documents, the APIs, the software development kits or anything, they're undergoing an audit at the moment. It was confirmed in the recent AMA. They will be open sourced. After the audit, they'll be on GitHub. They'll be there for everyone to see and everyone to get a look at. Just like the Silo ones pretty much are mostly regarding the application. So there's a little bit of, depending on your platform, you'll need to install some dependencies before you get started. Okay. So let's like just the framework basically. It's based on React Native. It's got a link for you to go and read. So it should just be like building any other React Native application. Using the Silo Experiences software development kit means you can build your app and release it as a standalone app, or you can release it as an experience in Silo. The advantage of releasing Silo Experience means that you get access to using existing Silo user base, and you don't need to worry about registration and other things like payments are made super simple with the Silo app API. So like we've got all these dependencies here, like depending on your platform, you'll need to install some dependencies before you get started. So Node, Watchman for Mac. We need Node on Windows. We'll go with Windows. We need Node, Android Studio, JDK, React Client, CLI. I mean, not if it's sometimes Google's going to be good to people mostly, but if we just do like Node.js, it's on my computer. I've got it. It's there. If you haven't got that, when you do that, you need Node, right? So beyond that, if you haven't got them, Android Studio, we need to go and get Android Studio. So first things first, let's take that one. If go to Google, how do we get React? Right, how to download React Native CLI. Google's like React Native. I'm back onto developer pages, and again, it's like, come on, brah. Fucking Windows. Do you know what I mean? So basically, what we're gonna do now, we can be a lot better with our prompts. We can be a lot better with our prompts. Can't lie, but just for argument's sake, just want to do a simple one. So now you can see straight away from ChatGPT that it's just annihilating Google search now. When you go on Google search to try and find something, you're left with a stack of pages that have clearly got the information you need, but it's not necessarily presented in a way that you want it presenting. Now, the minute I close and bin this ChatGPT, it's going to forget who I am. It's going to forget we had the conversation, and it's just going to be on its way. And if we want to start again, we'd have to start it all again. Again, we're going to imagine this is a brain. The minute we get access to our brains like this, regardless of all the gaming attributes and stuff we can do, we're going to utilize this kind of thing. So again, to download the React Native client, CLI. So if 5 minutes ago you didn't even know what CLI means, the ChatGPT is telling you straight away on the first line. Just in case you didn't know, CLI is command line interface. It's going to follow these steps. Make sure you have Node.js installed on your computer. React Native requires Node.js version 10 or above. You can download Node.js from the official website. Oh, can I? Let's try that in a new tab then and see what it's saying. So it's here, current or LTS. LTS, long-term support. Massive to know. Long-term support. Sometimes the current ain't going to work on your machine. You'll be like, you don't want that smoke. You don't want that hassle. Just go to the LTS. Do that bit. Or you could download it direct from the Windows terminal. There's a few different ways. Once you've got Node.js, even if you wanted to do that, can I? I don't need the. Can I download Node.js from Windows? Let's call it CLI, even though it's terminal. Yes, you can download Node.js directly from the Windows command line interfaces using package manager called Chocolate. Here's how you can do it. Open a Windows CLI as administrator. To do this, press the Windows key for the command prompt, right click on it, blah, blah. Can you see how would instantly, you're going beyond knowing nothing about how to code and get programs open and stuff, to actually being directed and instructed. To flip it now and to just get right past that to what we actually wanted to do with him. Let's just put, I want to create a silo smart app. I'm terrible at typing, oh my days. Experience using the Silo SDK, Silo, not Stylo, Silo SDK, Silo API, and other resources. Can you help and direct me in the right direction? Now, we could have been a little bit more direct. You can go ham on how direct you are in the prompt. You really can. But with it being live, we'll just, and me not being able to type that fast, we'll keep it pretty thinger. Step by step. It's literally step by step. So get familiar with Silo. It's important to understand the Silo platform and its capabilities. Visit the Silo website, silo.io, and explore the documentation, developer resources, and use cases to gain an understanding of what Silo offers. Silo SDK and API. So the Silo SDK and API are the key components for building a Silo smart app experience. You'll need to integrate the Silo software development kit into your mobile or web application to leverage Silo's decentralized communication and data storage capabilities. To get started, visit the developer portal. These probably going to be the pages I've already got open up top, but let's just check. Yeah. We literally took us back to Silo nodes experiences. There's how you set your node up. Here's your experiences, getting started. We already pretty much had that open here. So ChatGPT knows where he's sending us. He knows where we want to go. Again, same pages. The developer account. Sign up for a Silo developer account on the Silo developer portal. This will give you access to the necessary tools, resources, and documentation to develop your smart wallet app. Now, there is you'll get a certain distance through it, but eventually you will need a key to the API. But again, this is nothing that ChatGPT can't help you with. So imagine we're doing this now and we start building experiences for the Silo app, and when the root API drops, we're like, can you help me understand the root API and how I can connect my Silo smart experience app to it? Guys, apps like Netflix are built on React, like YouTube features and Facebook features, Instagram features. Loads of apps use React Native to build their apps. You can do AR, on it, you can do QR code scanning. There's almost nothing you can't code into a little container on React. It's literally just figuring out how to do it and using AI to do that. Again, ChatGPT is a great tool to use. It gets you used to using AI as well as all the other tools out there at the moment. But the fact of the matter is, when this AI becomes a brain, can remember the conversations, can remember what it's built with you, and can continue to help you, maybe even autonomously. If you imagine we start doing stuff like this with an ASM brain, and we build a Silo experience with it, and then we add on a root experience on top of that, you need to understand that the ASM brain built it with you. It can potentially become your app's maintainer. It will know how to maintain it. You'll be conversing with the brain to potentially just upkeep the experiences you develop. So I actually can't wait for some of these creator tools within the root network to drop. I think when they first do drop, a few people are going to be like a little bit disappointed that they don't know how to read software development kits and APIs and whatnot. But I'm going to do a few more tutorials running up to the summer. We're going to do a Silo node one for anyone who wants to get a node up and running. And we're going to do some Silo smart app experience for people. Just get them off the ground, at least to a user interface, and then start developing that into something else. And we're also going to look at root integration when that finally drops, all using AI to help us out. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. And stay excited, because I can understand some skepticism in the space regarding the games and the challenges and whatnot, but we just need to stay positive on what's coming. We've got tech stacks like this that will allow us to create our own law-based content. The potential for this replica and DNA block type tech, once it's released to the masses, as well as all the root tech stacks, it's like, how do people like Disney stay in business post this? Like, post 2030, how do people like Disney stay relevant, charging what they charge to go and see a film in the cinema, when most people are just going to put a VR headset on and can go to anywhere in the virtual open metaverse and watch content created by anyone on the planet who's had access to these kind of tools, and whoever learns how to prompt it correctly. Like, we've not seen much of the prompting from these guys. Have a look at them, links in the description. DNA block, replicant alpha, waiting list, get on it. I think you need 4 gig or more recommended. If you've got less than 4 gig on your graphics card, they're not really gonna chew it down. It's 16 gig on the RAM. So if you've got less than 16 gig, I don't think you're gonna get in. But if you've got 4 gig or more in your GPU VRAM, you've got 16 gig or more in your actual computer RAM. You've got decent enough speed, half decent speed at 20 megabytes per second. Don't think you need an iPhone. But yeah, just fill it out and try and get in what style, type of artwork you're interested in doing. Do you have a portfolio of anything? It's okay if you haven't. Still, just try. Where did you hear of them? Blah blah blah. Get on it and see if you can get access to some of this tech, because it's gonna be next level. I can't wait till we can all just upload ourselves like that, relatively easy. Like, and I'm talking in minutes, not the hours it takes at the moment with the right technology. A lot of it's still behind paywalls and not free yet. I don't know why I like that so much. I'm getting a bit giddy with it, but I really like that. Let me inspect that. What's it doing? Where's it gone? Oh, it's disappeared. What? So this is the HTML of the page, how it works. And when you start working with React and the AI, you start doing some app work, you'll start understanding some of this. So this is like a div, a division, a box, container, or whatever. Call it what you like. We can see it moving there. So div, class, card, glow, style. It will change. It'll transform. Or move. Transform, transcends. Pixels there. Scaled 111. Rotate some at degree. Rotate Y degree. And gives that, man. Look at the degrees there changing. So again, I'm just dipping my toe in a little bit to coding. And I'm not going to lie. ChatGPT has helped me immensely. It's helped me immensely understand this kind of stuff. Like, I knew inspecting existed on websites and that. Don't get me wrong, but in recent weeks, I've actually been starting to actually look at it and understand it a lot more, because I've been writing my own a little bit. Yeah, React Native. Get on it. There's more tutorials coming. I might even go live about it tomorrow in the workshop, because we've got a home lab now with a silo node on test running and everything. So we'll definitely be doing some streams on coding, contributing, creating, building on Root, Silo. Obviously, Root, we've got to wait for the API and the SDK, but the minute it drops, we're using either ChatGPT or we're using ASM Brains to teach people how to contribute, even if they don't know how to code. Now, we know that the Root network in the end is going to release tools that allow us to build without code. But the fact of the matter is, it's quite clear if you want to build a silo experience at the moment, you need a little bit of knowledge of coding. So we're going to help you merge the two together. And even if in the future you won't need any code at all, you'll at least understand what's going down under the hood through your lessons and ventures with ChatGPT and the ASM Brains when you begin to learn it. ASM Brains are going to remember everything you do with them in that respect. So they're going to be a fantastic asset to have as a legitimate, not only just development assistant, production assistant, deployment assistant, but then a maintenance assistant, because it'll go on the whole journey with you. It's absolutely fantastic. Craig, nice to see you too, mate. Sorry, I'm terrible at comments. You need to start calling me out on it. I'm terrible at noticing people have dropped a comment, but yeah, nice to see you in the chat, Craig. Appreciate you watching. Everyone get on Replicant Alpha waiting list. If you've got any ideas of stories to do with your assets, whether it's the Seekers, the Bears, the Fluff, the Next Legend, you've got a little Rocky film idea or one of your Next Legends, honestly, get on this Alpha waiting list and tell them about it. Literally just get down to there, say, well, the style really is going to be the Next Legends. I've got an idea of taking one of my characters from the streets and doing this, that. We're going to do some fights and bam, yeah. Do you have a portfolio? No, but I'm really interested. In fact, I don't even really know what to write. Let's go back to ChatGPT. Right, ChatGPT, I'm looking at it. And let the ChatGPT adapt it for you a bit, but basically just say, no, I haven't got a portfolio, but I'm extremely interested in creating. Love the Root network, love my assets, love what you guys are doing, and I'd really like to test the tech out, because it's not that often you get your hands on the actual 3D assets that are going to be in games. It's like being it's just fascinating. it's tech stacks on tech stacks on tech stacks, and just being able to use all the different things. And it all coming together in a one big virtual open metaverse is an extremely exciting time. Yeah, regardless if you've got a few things you want to have a cheeky little moan about, we're always going to have the things we don't really like, or would rather have this happen, or we wish that was happening already. We just got to sit back, stay patient, and let it happen. Enjoy the ride. Enjoy the ride. So, yeah, hopefully Chris is back next week. Hopefully we can get Peckham back on and get some of the people from the other side of the world back on, such as Mo Meta and whatnot, because you can never have too many people on having a conversation. I want to open up the conversation regarding Web3 AI, decentralized AI, and AI you actually own, like we say, that can remember the conversations you have, because it's going to help people go down roads they never really thought they could go down, or they turned away from because they just thought it was too much for them. And all they really have to do is open ChatGPT and be like, yo, ChatGPT a few years ago was trying to do this, right? And that side of it and that, it was just really confusing me. Is there any chance you can break this and that down and just break XYZ down in layman's terms and see what it puts? There's okay. Fucking hell, man. I didn't mean to a degree level and be like, right, imagine I'm a little bit more like, imagine I'm not that intelligent. Can you break it down even more? Because I'm clearly stupid. Just be honest with it. Chat to it. Get it to your level and grow with it. You don't have to initially speak to it like we're doing a degree at a university. You could be like, imagine I'm a primary school. Imagine you're a primary school teacher teaching relatively intelligent 9 or 10-year-olds. Explain quantum mechanics and Newton's laws of physics. Give us a bit of Einstein and how it all fits into our future. And you'll be surprised what it spits out for 10-year-olds. Then be like, right, now imagine I'm 15-year-old and a little bit more intelligent. It changes it. Now imagine I'm 19 years old, extremely intelligent. It changes it. Now imagine I'm 25 and studying a PhD. And you're going to be like, yo, let's scroll back a bit because I need to read a bit more. It will literally amaze you. And again, wait till they're ASM brains, baby. And we're not doing it with ChatGPT. We're doing it with one we actually own, that we can train, that will remember all the things we do with it. Super excited. And again, I could waffle all night, so I'm not gonna. You take care. Live long and hodl. Anyone who bought Pepe, congrats. Always want to see people winning. Live long and hodl it, baby. Strive for happiness, because that is true success. Yeah, love you all. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.